Welcome into this latest edition of the Charleston County Connects podcast. I'm your host, Sean Smetana. I have two guests with me today, Kelley Grobmyer and Sarah Halse, both with Charleston Center, also called DEODIS with Charleston County, and we're talking about a new initiative you guys launched this month. There is a new app available to help people with opioid treatment and prevention. So, Kelley, I will start with you. How did this app kind of come together? And what's it called? That would be a good one.
It's called Bridge to Hope, and it's the number 2, not T-O. Basically, Chanda, our director, went to a conference and discovered that Winnebago County had an app that was called what? We Heart You. We Heart You, and it had all the local resources there available, substance use treatment and harm reduction. It was a great idea. And so we actually wrote for SCORF money to start, building the app and getting it out there. It took almost a year to get it ready for the public.
Okay. Sarah, what do you think are some of the more important parts of the app, and what should citizens need to know when they download this app?
So this app is bringing resources from all over the Tri-County right at your fingertips, and we are also partnering with FAVOR Lowcountry, and you will be able to call, text, or email a peer support specialist 24/7. So that is available on the app. And then there's harm reduction resources where you can go and you can find out where you can get Narcan. There are resources around different treatment agencies, from inpatient to outpatient to adolescent treatment, and the full scope and the full range.
What I found kind of difficult to understand about the opioid epidemic is there's still such a stigma attached to it. And does this app kind of help people reach out where they don't have to kind of not necessarily reveal who they are, but can get help from maybe somebody within their family?
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things that we really thought was important on this app is we put a lot of FAQs, because there are so many questions that people have. Does my loved one have an opioid use disorder? Even what is stigma? How can I get them treatment? And what is fentanyl? All these questions that people have. You hear it in the news, and they're like, I don't know what it is. So we tried to get a lot of information right at their fingertips to help them get some of those questions answered, that they're not necessarily comfortable calling somebody. And the peer support specialists that are answering the calls or texts, they have lived experience. They're in long-term recovery. And so they're not just there for somebody with a use disorder, but a family member can call and say, I'm seeing this. What are your thoughts? What is your experience? And what can I do? So it really is not just for the person that's using. It's for the whole family, friends, and anybody who just really wants to learn more.
Okay. And Sarah, so when somebody reaches out through the app and they do get synced up with a peer support specialist, what's the process after that? So they reach out and they point out maybe them or somebody within their family is dealing with an addiction issue. What does that peer support expert do for them after that?
So, and Kelley, you can chime in on this, but peer support, they do such a wide range of things. They will walk the person through every step of what they need to do. They'll help them find, the right fit for them, because we know treatment is not one size fits all. So the peer support specialist with lived experience can kind of walk them through the different steps, maybe what would be a good fit for them for treatment. And then, they do everything from just helping them find resources across the whole scope.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have peer support specialists on staff that do more than just talk about your substance use or treatment. They help them be prepared to get a job or to find housing, or those things that are like, I can't do anything until I find some food. So they help them with that. So the neat thing about this is it's not just a one time and then they can tell you. If they need to keep calling and keep calling and keep calling and get that support, they're welcome to do that.
One of the other things I noticed about the app is there are veteran-specific resources. When you hear that, it sounds like you wouldn't have it in there if there wasn't a need for it. So is there something going on within the veteran population that caused you guys to be like, yeah, this needs to be part of this app?
That's a hard one. I mean, there is a great deal of resources for veterans, but they are not necessarily aware of it. One of the things that we put in there that we just learned about is there's a new grant that not the Oxford House, SCAR, the South Carolina Alliance for, I can't even remember what it stands for, recovery housing.
Okay.
They just got a new grant that's specific to veterans, that if we didn't have it on there, they might not know where to look to find it. And it will help them with like recovery housing, or with family members. If you're a family member of a veteran, it can help them with recovery housing for a few months. And they have a veteran who actually will connect with you and follow you through, help you with other resources.
Okay. The other question I had, and I'm actually not sure if this is included in the app, some of the things we've seen locally is there could be a bad batch of drugs that impact a certain area of the jurisdiction. Are you guys working on something to help with like alerts for that sort of thing, or is that part of the app?
We've been talking about that. The
Yeah.
app's not quite ready to do that, but
Okay.
we have been talking about making that a feature in it.
Right, and also we've been talking about, we will get alerts for like if there's 5 or more overdoses that happens in the county within 24 hours. We get an alert for that. We've been talking about how to incorporate that in to let people know there's something out there. So be aware.
Is there a dashboard available outside of the app right now for that?
The dashboard is actually part of the app too.
Oh,
that
excellent.
we have on our website. So when you download the app, you will see that.
That is your instructions to download the app.
Right. So that's one of the things that we are working on, how to incorporate some of those alerts with the dashboard.
Yeah, and I think so much progress has been made on this front by folks who live and work through it like you guys do. But obviously, there's still different things you're trying to check off the list. But at the very basic for Charleston Center, Deotis, how do you encourage people to come there to get treatment? Sarah, I'll throw that to you.
We're trying to reduce stigma, break down barriers. We do a lot in the community, and we're trying to be out there so that people can see us and be comfortable, and just make it a little bit easier to come through our doors. We know that it can be hard to make that choice and that decision, and we just think building those relationships is really important.
Okay.
Yeah, meeting them in the community. Like
Yeah,
yesterday, what did you guys do yesterday?
Yeah, so yesterday was National Save a Life Day, and which is where we were giving out free Narcan, and it was something that's happening all across the United States, but here locally in Charleston, we partnered with 6 other organizations, and we hosted spots where people could come and pick up Narcan for free. And then Becca and I went out, we took the Narcan car, and we just did pop-ups in some of the more rural areas, and we're just giving out free Narcan in those areas. Just talking to people and meeting people. And
that's one of it's really incredible, the partnerships that have been created with a lot of not only Charleston County EMS, the Sheriff's Office, but local jurisdictions to make Narcan available. So it's really cool to see. If people, first off, one more time, what's the name of the app and where can they find it?
Bridge to Hope, and you can find it in Apple and Google Play.
Okay, free to download?
Free to download.
All right. We will include that information in the podcast description, as well as contact information for Charleston Center for anybody who's looking to get some help. Anything else from you guys?
No, we just really encourage everyone to download it. I think there is something there for everyone, even if you are not using substances, just to be aware of what's happening in our community.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.